Welcome to the gEg Christmas special. The episode begins with gEg in a rocking chair, sitting outside his shed viewing the sunset. It has now been just over a decade since the incident that ended up with gEg's reign of terror being over. gEg sighed, stood up and walked to his stairs, down his small to his dinky bed, leaving behind a teardrop. He settled into his bed when suddenly, crash! gEg rushed upstairs and saw at the top of the stairs a frying pan. But not just any frying pan, this is the frying pan that he used to go on all of his adventures with. "What are you doing here?" gEg muttered to the frying pan. "Fine. For old time's sake, it is Christmas after all. The time for new beginning." Just as gEg began to step foot into the frying pan, the world around him started to disintegrate. The walls fell down, his door turned to dust, imitating Spider-Man. And gEg was left in a barren wasteland. Everything that he had built up in the last decade was gone. Now it was just him and his frying pan, like it was years and years ago. Well, what do we have here?" came a masked voice from behind gEg. "This will be fun," another anonymous figure said from the shadows. Then a bombardment of sinister teases rushed gEg when one caught his ear. He couldn't have mistaken it. It was Tassod. That voice. Then all the voices became clear. Dr. A2, Frank and gEg was there. Saman gEg, Evil gEg, the clones. Every nemesis of gEg's was there. "What do you want from me?" asked gEg. "Revenge," one of them replied. gEg began to rush at one of the hooded characters with nothing but bad intentions. He pulled an axe from under his cloak and ripped the figure to death. Screams came from every direction, and yet all from the same person. gEg loved it. He was back. He was about to go at the next enemy until he stopped. He heard a whimpering sound coming from far away, and the sound just got louder. gEg didn't know what it was, but it was the cry of Beansy Jr. His parents had just gotten a divorce, and his Christmas was ruined. He now just saw his dad get mauled to death by an egg, who he had only heard rumours about. He had presumed that they were just to scare him, made up by the big kids at school, although gEg didn't care. He just brushed it off and walked menacingly towards the next person who he wanted to end. But just before he lifted his axe, again a single jingle bell rang. The sky, that was previously dark and eerie, turned bright, and it began snowing. A large red and white human appeared. It could only be one person, Santa. "gEg, you have taken this too far," Santa's echoey voice bellowed. "I have let you get away with these horrors previously, but now you have crossed the line. Ruining a poor child's Christmas, you are one rotten egg." "That was pretty funny," the boy said, the magic of Santa enlightening, temporarily distracting him from the previous horrors of his poor life. "I'll deal with you later, gEg," Santa exclaimed. "For now, it's Christmas. Let's all be jolly," Santa exclaimed. "Oh, hold on here 1 second. I have a few people I need to invite," replied gEg, seeming to be filled with the Christmas spirit. gEg then spent the next 2 hours collecting everyone he needed to make amends to. Not his enemies, perchance. They were already there, the wasteland, but the people he had hurt, but who hadn't retaliated. One of those being me, the narrator. We proceeded to have the best Christmas party ever. So Merry Christmas from everyone at Team gEg, and Happy New Year.